I should ask you this. A couple of years ago, there were people speculating that Tom Brady could have gone back to San Francisco, finish his career there. You ever think what that would have been like had he done that?
No, never thought about that. Every night when I wake up at like 2 in the morning, no, I'm just joking.
It's a sensitive subject. Of course, he had to bring it up. And it's time to bring up our Jeff Darlington, who is actually in Santa Clara right now for this big matchup. Jeff, you know that Brady grew up a Niners fan. How does it make this one different for him in the Bay?
Tickets, in a word, Sam. That's how it makes this one different. And I'm going to show you something that is pretty cool, pretty fascinating when it comes to where exactly the Brady family will be sitting, okay? We're going to go way up high, not to the hundreds, not to the 200s or the 300s, the 400 section. 83 tickets is what I'm being told is the allotment that has been dedicated to Tom Brady and his family and his friends. So if you hear screams for Tom Brady, there's a chance that this is where it's coming from. Perhaps the coolest part about this, though, is that Tom Sr., Tom Brady's dad, and his immediate family were offered better seats. They said, no, we're sitting with the rest of them. That's the kind of blue-collar family we're talking about when it comes to Tom Brady and his parents. So obviously a very special day for this crew. And by the way, somewhat surprising that this is, in fact, only the second time that Brady will make his return to the Bay Area. The first time occurred in 2016, a win in the rain. Again, it is expected to rain today. The biggest difference, perhaps, the fact that Nick Bosa, the sack leader in the NFL, will be on the other sideline trying to torment Brady throughout this game. He dealt with a hamstring injury all week, but he is expected to play in this game. Perhaps a difference maker. Brady, though, would like to think otherwise. Sam?
Yeah, of course. I love Brady giving his whole family the Jordan Love mom treatment. Remember when he had his mom at the Chiefs game all the way up at the top? How much money you said that was?
Well,
83?
I don't know, 83 times whatever the ticket cost.
The ticket, that sounds like a lot of money. I think he's good for it, though. Let's talk about Brady as he plays the 49ers today. Rex, we saw that comeback last week, and we all get excited because that's vintage Brady, right? We're like, oh, he's still got it. But if you're the Niners facing him today, are you still scared of Brady in that same way?
No, I mean, we all did enjoy that moment for sure, but those moments are fleeting, and this is an old, slow team. They're not. They're sitting back licking their chops. And I get it. That's Tom Brady. That's still Tom Brady, but he's older. He's slower. Everybody around him's older and slower. That they're going to punish this team. I think they're going to light them up.
I mean, so if there's a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter for the San Francisco 49ers, there's got to be something in the back of their minds that thinks we need to hold on here because it's Tom Brady on the other side. I still think there's a little of that in him, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm going to sit back and say, no, my point is this team's old. They're done. They can't run. They can't block either.
Yeah.
They can't run. They can't block.
I'm anxious to see, Darlington talking about Bosa nursing the hamstring with the weather conditions out there. Just seeing what Tampa Bay has been struggling with over the last couple of weeks, mainly all season, is an Achilles heels for the Tampa Bay Bucs, their offensive line. If it's hurt you from week one and now it's showing up late in the season, I'm anxious to see what Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead is going to do against this team.
How about trying to get some separation, the receivers a little bit? That offensive line if something goes wrong, they always blame the offensive
Well, how are you
line.
expecting separation from the wide receivers? If you see you putting this defensive line led by Bosa up on the screen right here, as you can see, Bosa and this defense. Most quarterbacks are going to have happy feet, even if you are a scrambling quarterback. Yeah, we know the Bucs has had some ups and downs with their running game, and you said this team looks old. I'm just anxious to see with Tom Brady in this weather condition with 83-plus people there to see him play. I'm anxious to see how he's going to move around in this pocket and get this ball off the way this defensive line is moving.
Yeah, I actually think Brady's fine. Like, Brady looks great to me. Like, I don't think Brady is at all the issue. Like, the fact that he's older, I think, is almost like a benefit. To me, this is just all about pass protection. So, like, why did they look like a completely different team last week? Well, because they went 2 minute, they went hurry up, and the defense was tired. Like that, they weren't getting home. So, like, however you want to get Tom Brady better pass pro, do it. We've been saying it all year. Run the football, so that he can use his play action game.
He might have to today,
They did
Matt.
that in Germany against Seattle. It worked awesome, but then they get away from it. This is a team that struggles calling runs. They struggle scoring touchdowns with the run. I think they've run a touchdown in 4 times this year. 4. It's week 14.
Right.
4 times. Like, no, you can't put it all on Brady. because you're really putting it all on his pass protection. And sure, the separation isn't special, but it's enough separation if you give him enough time to throw. Right now, he's just getting the ball out so quick. Like, let this guy work. So I like how they looked in 2 minutes. I would go no huddle today. I would run the ball. I'd run it with White. I'd run it with Fournette. Like let him operate. The pass pro thing, it solves every problem that they have on offense in my mind.
Rex, I'm almost with you a little bit because this Tampa Bay Bucs team, this is a 6-6 team that's lucky to be in this division.
Yeah.
Because put them in any other division and we wouldn't even be talking about them because they'd be out of the playoff race. But since the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints are struggling so much, there they are at 6-6 and they're sitting there. But it's a team that likes to flip the switch. It almost you watch them. They look uninspired. You're right. They look boring. They look tired. They look slow. But then all of a sudden, there's a drive that it's like, whoa, there it is. Here we go. So it's a flip the switch type of team. And these type of teams, I mean, it's almost like it's because a lot of teams will flip it, and once it's on, boom, here we go, and they take it down the stretch. But this team, it's up, it's on, and then it's off, and this is how it's going to be for the season to end for these guys, all right? They win this division, yes, but they get into one of these teams where, like the San Francisco 49ers, okay, you just can't flip the switch against this team, against its defense. We'll see who the real Tampa Bay Buccaneers are today because that defense is going to be all over Tom Brady.
Yeah, #1 defense in the league, bro. You're right. But on paper, it looks like, hey, you're playing against a third-string quarterback. I mean, you have Tom Brady, you ought to win that game. I ain't buying it, though.
I know he's technically a third-string quarterback, but let's just say it. Like, even before Trey Lance got hurt, he wasn't playing all that well. The guy they had starting, they didn't even want. So I don't know what the drop-off is with Brock Purdy. Look, they named him Mr. Irrelevant. I get all that. I do think it's a little disrespectful coming into the league. It should be respected that you were drafted at all. The guy he's playing today was a late-round pick. What are we going to see out of Brock Purdy today?
You're going to see a fun quarterback to watch. He's a dual-threat guy, started over 40 games at Iowa State. They believe in him. Like, if you hear the 49ers talk, they're like, hey, listen, in practice, this guy does really well against the #1 defense in the league. Like, I remember my rookie year, like my first 2 years, I was going up against the Green Bay Packers defense in practice every single day. Reggie White, Leroy Butler, all these guys. I never went into a game, but I can promise you, if I had gotten into a game, I wouldn't have been, like, intimidated by it. Like, so what? You guys, you're not as good as my own defense that I go up against every day in practice. I do believe that's the mindset you're going to see from Brock Purdy today. Like, whatever the Tampa defense throws at him, he's going to be like, I'm used to going against the 49ers defense. Like, I am not intimidated by this moment. Now, actually going and doing it is a whole nother thing. My money would be on Tom Brady today because I just trust him. But the team, like you're saying, the team that Brock Purdy has around him is way better.
He definitely has the confidence, and some of that is just from the college environment he played in Ames. If anybody hasn't been to a football game in Ames at Jack Trice Stadium, it is wild. Like, he is not going to be intimidated by the crowd or people being, loud today. Like, he is so used to that type of environment. That won't be a big deal for him. We're going to have more on Brock's journey later in the show, so stick around for that. But for now, let's get to Rex's Caesars Sportsbook Emperor's Board.
Yeah, I can tell you who's not intimidated by this Caesars Sportsbook thing is me. Because I'm going to take Derrick Henry in a big way against Jacksonville. Look, they've got some receivers out there for Tennessee. They got to get on track here against Jacksonville. Derrick Henry, we're going to feed you the ball 30 times today. He's going to go for over 170 yards. That's my Caesar Sports.
I like
bet.
it, Rex.
I love it.
There,
Love the confidence. Good stuff. Let's get to Buffalo now, where we will see Mike White again. I wonder if they wore the shirts today. Maybe snowsuits. It's supposed to snow in Buffalo
Canada Goose today.
All right, that's expensive. Fans are fired up to see the Buffalo Bills today against Mike White and the Jets. Can they get their revenge for that Week 9 loss? Let's get over to Adam. What's coming up?
All right, this week in the NFL, handed out a combined $550,000 worth of fines to the Saints, including their coaches and players. We'll tell you how the Saints are responding. Plus, the Dallas defense has been dominating offensive lines and leads the NFL with 48 sacks. Coming up next, we're taking you inside the lines with its all-pro pass rusher, Micah Parsons.
Sunday night. I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting